Hello. Nice quick turnaround this time for my next video in the series. Liverpool for this season. Yeah, obviously just catching up from this week. A few things that happened. Merseyside derby, obviously on the pitch. I didn't quite get to talk about my 3 p.m. kickoff subject from last time as well, so I'll go through that. World Club Championship squad has been announced, so I'll mention that as well. So just a quick tied up, maybe it's just a 10-minute video today, and then I'll catch up a bit more in a couple of weeks' time after a couple more matches have passed. So yeah, I'll get straight into that 3 p.m. kickoffs because I didn't get to mention that in my last video. Just really a little bit of a grind. I just still can't work out the reason why in England you're not allowed to watch any football between 3 and 5. So, you know, and whenever Liverpool are on at 3 p.m. on a Saturday, I know 100% I cannot watch the game. Yet someone in Dubai or America with NBC Sports or beIN Sports can watch it and have a complete selection of all 3 p.m. games on in the UK, the Prem, and can watch anyone they like and flick between them and see instant goals go in. So I had a little bit of background, a little bit of a group chat with my friends as well, some for, some against. Basically, some bloke in 1960, some chairman decided that he noticed whenever there was a televised game, the gate receipts to his match would go down. So obviously then everyone agreed 60 years ago that that all football between 3 and 5 will not be televised to not affect tickets on match days, say lower league teams, for example. So yeah, I think that's a little bit outdated now. I think with all the money in the game now, most people that watch the big teams watch them on TV. It's rare, as I've mentioned in the past with ticket sales, that you can actually get to a game. One, if you're not local, and two, even if you are, it's so hard to get tickets for. Money, who can afford to pay 60, 70 pound a week to watch a game, sometimes 2 a week? Travelling away, no one can afford that. So TV now is the way forward. I'll mention Amazon Prime a bit in a minute, which I think was a huge success as well. But yeah, I just think my main concern is they think that taking football off the telly between 3 and 5 helps keep the attendances up at lower league teams. But for example, if you are, I don't know, an MK Dons fan, through and through, you watch them every week because you can, because tickets are readily available. Just because, I don't know, Liverpool versus Brighton is on at the same time on TV for free or under your subscription, would you then not go and watch MK Dons because some 2 random teams are on TV? No. If you're an MK Dons fan or a Lincoln fan or a Barnet fan or a Bristol City fan or a Walsall fan, any of these lower league teams, you'll go and watch your team play regardless. You know, I could understand a bit more if they were showing all of the games on all of the leagues, but we're not asking for that. We're asking for the Premier League games. So if they showed the Championship and the League One and League Two, I'd understand it a bit more. And you'd be like, okay, yeah, if you televise all these games, a lot of these lower league clubs are going to lose out on match fees, but they're not. You know, they're going to keep going because the only way for them to watch their team is to go to the game, unless you want to watch the highlights later. So all you're actually doing is preventing people like me and millions of others in the UK that support the top Premier League teams because they can't watch the game. Like, I can't go to the game, and I'm not gonna go to an MK Dons game because I want to watch live football. I want to watch my team. You know, if I would happily go and watch. I mean, my other local team is Luton, and I'd happily go and watch Luton Town if they weren't doing quite as badly as they are now. You know, and if that was on at the same time as a Liverpool game was, then that's fair enough. I'll go and watch the Luton game because it's a live football and I don't go very often, and you know, I'll go for a day out. But it's not about people that like 2 teams. It's all you're doing is preventing Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, United, Spurs fans from watching their team every week for the fear that if they are on telly, no one will go to lower league games, which there's just no link anymore. I don't understand why that would affect each other. You know, you have lower league fans that go to watch, and those lower league fans will like football and they will watch football on TV. But if it clashes with one of their games of their own team, they're not going to sit at home and watch two teams they don't support instead. So honestly, I do not see the reason why this 60-year-old rule is still here. Yet in Dubai and the USA, you've got all these streams that you can just, or these subscription channels, turn it on 3 o'clock on a Saturday or whatever the time is there, and you've got free reign. Select any game you like, and you can watch it. So yeah, that's my little rant on that one. Linked to that, how good was Amazon Prime? I thought it was superb. I thought the commentators were great. I thought the pundits were great. The presenters were great. And you had the choice. I know it wasn't Saturday at 3 o'clock, obviously, because of the rule, but you had free reign. Any game you want to watch that's on, you can choose. Just like it's gone in real life with box sets, for example. Obviously, when I was growing up, you watched what was on TV. If you watched CBBC or CITV and you didn't like the children's programme that was on, tough. You watch that and you wait for one that you do like. Now, my daughter, she can sit and watch a full series of the one programme that she likes, all in a row, exclusively. No advert breaks in between. Obviously, you get some adverts you have to skip. But I don't understand how that's moved on, yet football is still, oh, here's Brighton Bournemouth. This is the game that we've chosen. This is the game that you watch. Sorry, we chose this game this week. So maybe they're trying to make all the Premier League teams equally watchable. But again, if you pay them all the same and you have the choice, so it doesn't matter how many people watch Man United v Tottenham, how many people watch Liverpool v Everton, and how many people watch Burnley Newcastle. Everyone's getting the same income TV if you're in the same league, and the fans can choose to watch their own team every week. Why would you restrict Liverpool fans, Man City fans, from actually watching their team? Like, it's literally impossible unless you find a stream online, which it's either awful quality or just not worth it with all the, the adverts and the pop-ups and stuff. It's just not going to happen. So, yeah, I think it's such an outdated rule. I don't think it would affect any ticket sales of any games. I think they need to change it, and I think Amazon proved how good that was. All streaming online, you pay it's $5.99, $7.99 a month for Amazon. I think that's honestly going to take over long term. I mean, why would you not? You can either pick Amazon and have free reign of any game you like, or you can pay a Sky subscription or a BT subscription or both, and you watch what they choose. So even though you're paying £80, £90, £100 a month, you cannot watch the games you want to watch. It's a really strange one. So yeah, I'd like to see that changed. I'd like to see Amazon become kind of the main, the main company that show Premier League football. If they do it in that way, I thought it was excellent. Just put on Man United Spurs for half a game, switch the Liverpool Everton game on, which I'll get to, and then yeah, you can just switch around and enjoy the game you want to see. So that I'll leave that one there. I'll move on to Liverpool a bit more now, but yeah, that was my main worry I didn't get onto in my last video. Yeah, bit of a crazy game. The Liverpool 5, Everton 2. Liverpool top of the league, 8 points clear of Leicester, 11 points clear of Man City. Everton into the bottom 3. Merry Christmas. Love it. So I'll quickly go through it. Obviously, I did a quick preview last video about the lineup I was expecting. Yeah, when I did see the lineup, I was a bit shocked, but obviously looking back, a little bit of disrespect to Everton maybe, because we can play, we can rest 4 maybe starters and win and score 5 goals at home. That's pretty poor. Salah's not even kicked a ball and we've scored 5 goals against Everton. I mean, they were poor. We were still a bit sloppy at the back, but Everton are a very, very poor team. Depending on who they get in as manager next, I don't think they'll be relegated. I think they have enough. But Southampton have won a couple of 6-pointers recently. I think Norwich are gone. I think Watford are gone. But yeah, I bet Everton have got to start picking up some points and make the right appointment in the next few days. So yeah, obviously 1-0 up very, very early on, 6 minutes or something. Obviously Mane did play. Shaqiri, Lallana, Origi and Milner came into the team. Yeah, first start for Shaqiri in 11 months or something like that. But yeah, I mean, Lallana worked his socks off in midfield. Shaqiri played all right. He went missing at times. Of course, he's going to be a bit rusty, but he played well. Origi was on fire and Milner does what he does. But yeah, that first goal, Mane, little through ball. Origi, one touch with his right round the goalie, finishes it with his left. Absolute class. Similar goal for the second one. Again, a Mane through ball, perfectly weighted. Shaqiri just sort of slips in passes it into the far corner across the keeper for 2-0. We look like we're going to go on and score a few, really. Bit of a lapse of concentration at the back to let Everton back in the game, 2-1. Even though they were 2-1, I still felt pretty confident and pretty comfortable. And obviously that was then 3-1. A great long ball over the top from Lovren. My favourite goal of the game. Origi brings it down with his foot, one touch, lets it bounce and taps it, side foots it over Pickford. Absolutely perfectly. What a goal. Divock, I mean, what a backup striker to have. I know he was sort of vying with Sturridge last season to who's going to become the #1 backup striker to Firmino and stay at the club. And, you know, he got a new deal and he's carried on. I think he's got 6, did they say 6 Merseyside derby goals? I mean, geez, I mean, he must be up there with some of the greats, if not at the top of the list. He's absolutely smashing it. He loves a goal against the Blues. But yeah, that was great. Obviously went to 4-1. The counter-attack, Trent absolutely bombing it down the left-hand side, played it into Mane, and first time shapes his body with his left foot into the corner. Absolutely brilliant goal. You think you're going in at 4-1 at half-time? No, Richarlison pops up with a header in between Van Dijk and Lovren. Again, not great defending, pretty sloppy. Still that clean sheet weight goes on. I think Klopp's probably got into them at half-time and said, you know, it's 4-2, it's a crazy game. We need to make it a boring game now. We've got a 2-goal lead. Next goal's important. Let's take all the fizz out of this game. Let's move this on to 60, 70 minutes with the same scoreline. You know, and let's get the win. There's no need to attack, leaving yourself open when you're 4-2 up in a title race. So that was good. And then obviously Bobby came on late on. Probably worried about his spot, to be fair, the way Origi's going at the moment. But yeah, nice little feat from Bobby on the left wing, cutting in into the area, plays it back to Wijnaldum, and again, great finish with his right foot into the corner. I don't think Pickford's a brilliant goalie, but I don't honestly think he had a lot of chance with a lot of those goals. I think Lovren lets himself down a bit at the back. I think a couple of the goals, well, obviously both of their goals, I think he could have done better, and then he makes up for it. With a great long ball to set up the Origi second, which was great. So 5-2 win. I think that's Klopp's 100th win. I'm not sure if that's Premier League wins, but I think it was 100 Premier League wins for him now. The second fastest manager to ever do that in England. So that was really good to see. Obviously, next up is Bournemouth away. Lineup wise, I would expect Alisson to come back in. Obviously, served his suspension. I think Trent and Robbo will continue at fullback. Gomez might pop in here or there, either at right back for Trent or possibly at centre back for Lovren. But I would expect the same back four: Van Dijk and Lovren, Trent and Robbo to start there. Midfield is up for rotation now. Henderson came on in the Everton game and looked really good, so I think he'll start in the 6. I think Wijnaldum might drop out. He played obviously in midweek, so maybe someone like Naby Keita might come in. Chamberlain might come in as well. Milner will probably drop out, and probably Lallana as well. So yeah, I reckon a Henderson, Chamberlain and Keita possible midfield for Saturday. Keita may be the only one I'm 50-50 on, as he's not played that much, but you know, neither had Shaqiri and he was straight in. So I'll go with that as my midfield three. I think Firmino will come back up front. I think Salah will come back in. I think he might drop Mane. I think he might rest him, bearing in mind he played quite well and, you know, put in a lot of effort on Wednesday. Maybe we'll start Origi on the left. He might just go Salah, Mane, Firmino, but I think if I've got to guess, looking at the rotation, looking at the games coming up, he'll go Firmino through the middle, Origi left, and Salah right. So yeah, that'll be my prediction for the lineup. I know I got it catastrophically wrong on Wednesday, and I think probably most other fans did as well. But in Klopp we trust. Clearly, he thought that was a game we could rest players and still get a result. And you know, I think we could have probably played the under-18s and got the win. To be fair, which again we'll probably be seeing soon. On to my next point, which is the Club World Championship squad, which has been announced. Obviously, we've got that Aston Villa game a day before, so a lot of people were thinking, will he take half the team and leave half the team? Will he take, you know, a strong squad to Qatar and leave the youngsters at home? But I mean, he's taken pretty much every available first team player, and he's taken Brewster, Williams, Elliott, and Jones, which shocks me a bit. I think they had to make a certain quota of players, 25 players you're allowed to take. But obviously it's not normal circumstance. We've got a game before. So bearing in mind those 4 I mentioned aren't going to kick a ball, I wouldn't have thought, and I would hope not. Not offence to them, but, you know, World Club Championship, 2 games, really, we've got a big enough first team squad to not have to rely on those 4. So I would have liked to see them stay at home and play in that Carabao Cup game, but yeah, that leaves me with trying to work out who's gonna actually play in the Carabao game. It's really unfair. I mean, we're literally having to throw a game. Like, you know, Klopp's obviously said, well, I'm taking 25. I'm taking my best 25 available. He's left Kelleher at home because it's obviously his competition, and Lonergan's, you know, going to become his 3rd choice, and he's probably not going to play. And neither is Adrian either. So it's a shame. I will obviously watch the Carabao Cup game. I don't know when they leave for Qatar. I very much doubt it's on the same day of the first game. I imagine they're already going to be out there when the Villa game's on, unless he leaves the Brewster, Williams, Elliott and Jones and a few others at home, and they join up later on maybe. But I mean, realistically, it's going to be 11 players you've never heard of playing against Aston Villa. And we're probably gonna lose because I think it's a quarter final. I mean, Villa are 15th in the Prem, but they're gonna play their first team, or at least most of them. So yeah, I can't see anything but an Aston Villa win, which is a real shame, based on our run. Obviously, MK Dons, we've beaten Arsenal as well in that epic as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Obviously, Fabinho and Matip aren't going because they're injured. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen us have a good go at that one. I understand Club World Championship doesn't come around very often, and that's rightly so the priority, but I think Brewster, Williams, Elliott and Jones should definitely be playing against Aston Villa. They still might. I'm not sure how they're going to work it logistically, but yeah, it's going to be a shame to go out of that, but hey, if we bring the Club World Championship home, it's another trophy in the bank, isn't it? So yeah, maybe the Carabao Cup will come next year unless we win the Champions League again. Who knows? But yeah, Champions League draw's not too far away. That's I think that's after the Watford game, which is after Red Bull and Bournemouth. So I'll probably do another video before that, after the next few games, and possibly preview who we could get in the Champions League once those last group games have been completed. Just a quick rundown. Other than that, after those games I've just mentioned, obviously we go after that Club World Cup. Leicester away on Boxing Day is huge. Then we've got 2 home games against Wolves and Sheffield United as well. So to end the year and to begin the next one. But yeah, Leicester, that game will be huge. I'll do a bit more of a preview closer to the time. But seeing Brendan Rodgers has just signed a new 5.5-year deal, so that puts him out the running for the Arsenal job, which I don't see why you'd leave Leicester to go to Arsenal. They're not a bigger club. Leicester have better players. They've played in the Champions League more recently. They've won the title more recently than us as well, yes. But we are a bigger club. We're challenging for the title. We're 8 points clear. We won the Champions League. We were in the final the year before. So, yeah, I don't see where the draw from Leicester to Arsenal would be currently. It's full of pressure. They expect results instantly. It needs £500 million spending on it. You know, half that would still probably not get you out of that mess that they have there, unless you do some very shrewd buying. So yeah, fair play to Rodgers. Hopefully he doesn't do us on Boxing Day. As long as we get a draw, we can hopefully keep the gap to maybe, you know, 8, 9, 10, something like that would be good, depending on the results from then until now. So that's it from me today. Quite a lot of stuff that filled the time today, but yeah, I'll do another video after the Bournemouth, probably the Red Bull game, and maybe the Watford game if there's not much else off the field to talk about. So yeah, catch you then. Take care.